Hey, what's up you guys, it's UBFire, and I just want to touch up a little bit more on like some features you may or may not know. So it's really small quality of life stuff, but let's just go ahead and get a look into it. So if you guys did not know, you guys can finally change your key bindings. As you can see right here, you could change it to whatever you need to, and whatever makes it easier for you. But for me, I already kind of got used to the usual setup, so I'm not going to be changing anything here. If you take a look into the graphics and you scroll all the way down, you can actually turn off your co-op teammates effects here, whether you want it on or off. And one very important thing is going to be the redeem code here. Now this is going to be like, this is such a huge upgrade. Anyways, what this is whenever there is a new code, you could just claim it in game now instead of having to go on to the official website here. Like you could go Genshin 1111 and then you could just claim your reward. And this helps a lot too, because for those PS4 players, soon to be PS5, they can finally start redeeming codes as well. And if you take a look into your other settings here, at the very bottom it says default camera distance. So I have mine all the way up. It's a small slight difference, but you know, I usually have mine at the max here. Next up, we have the archive here. So this is a new little thing, and if you take a look into the materials, there are new materials here. So for example, the bamboo shoots, those are new to the game, as well as the loach pearl. I haven't got that yet, but those two are new. The other cool thing about this is that if you take a look into the books here, you can see all of the books that you have collected, but there is going to be a little check mark at the very corner of the icon to see whether you have the whole series or not. As you can see, I have the Legend of Vanessa all done, both volumes, and so on and so forth. Now if you take a look into geography here, there's going to be some new features of the game, which is going to be viewpoints. You can find some in Mondstadt, and then you could change your region to Leeway, and there's even more. Now I am going to make a video on this. It could be on the screen right now, who knows, but currently there are no rewards for it, so it's not like you're going to get free primal gems or anything like that, but it will still be something for you to do. Now the other cool thing that you guys may have forgot is if you talk to the Catherine guide here, and if you take a look at the characters that you have sent on an expedition, you can actually play them. So for example, I have Kaya on the crystal mining route right now, and if I go and try to switch him out, as you can see, I can switch him out and play him, which is pretty damn cool. The next feature I'm going to be talking about is if you take a look into your bag all the way into the weapon section here, you can actually lock your weapon. So if you don't want to like accidentally feed it or any of that sort, then you can go ahead and lock it. So for example, the Favonia's Warbow here, let's go ahead and try to enhance it. But if you look at the very bottom, these are locked and I can't use them at all, which is really cool. Now the other cool thing is, if you guys can take a look up here, my level for this weapon is 19, and it is almost to the point where it maxes out. So if I try to upgrade it, right, with this one, which is a lot of EXP by the way, and I try to enhance it, it says more EXP than required and the following materials will be returned to you. Proceed. And it will actually return any EXP left over, which is so damn cool. Now moving on to the artifacts, there is a lot to kind of cover. So if you take a look here in the artifacts, you can also lock the item, of course, the same with the weapons, but there is a filter feature. If you take a look down here, you can then sort whatever you want to see. So for example here, if I want crit rate, right, it's going to sort all of the crit rate items or artifacts at the very top. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one, and as you can see, crit rate in the substat, and then crit rate here, and all of that. Now if you take a look into the headpiece where all of the crit rate is the main stat, then you can see that it is actually being sorted by the crit rate main stat. So if it has it as a main stat, you can then see it. Crit rate for the main stat here, crit rate for the substat here instead, and it'll just keep on going. Now the other cool feature is that you can finally start using the 4-star weapon and under. So now it's not limited to only level 3. And whenever you are trying to personally choose your artifacts that you want to feed into your artifact, you can now see the stats if you want to feed that artifact in or not. So for example, this defense cup, I definitely don't need this. I really don't need it. And whenever I try to feed it, now, if you try to upgrade your artifact just as I did there, you won't get any extra EXP. Then you want to be careful because there is no change in that, as you guys saw in that clip of me trying to test it out. And if you take a look into your map, you can zoom out all the way out and you can see whether you have completed that region or not. Exploration progress 100%, but if you look at the Sea of Clouds, I have an exploration progress of 97. So these are really nice new features to see whether if you have gotten like every chest in that region or not, and you can, you know, then go on to that region and try to complete it or not. So if you take a look into your Adventurer's Handbook, go to the Bosses tab here, you can then actually find some common enemies. So for example, these hilly churls, you can start trying to find them. They don't give out any artifacts, but you can then start trying to farm for them, especially the Sammy churls, because they give out these scrolls and no other enemy gives out those scrolls. So this is why this is really nice to have. And they also even organize the bosses into one tab here, and then for the elite enemies they have their own section here. So I actually couldn't find one in my world. I don't know where the locations are, but there's these new enemy types, which is going to be like the CEO of MiHoYo is what they called it. And yeah, so these are located all around the world. I know there's one near Cape Oath, that's where I killed one. There's one by the tree, and there's also one in Stormterror's lair on the bridge. There's also another one in Keiju Slope, but those are all the locations that I know of. And whenever you kill them, you are going to get an achievement, and it also leads me into my next little feature, which is a new achievement tab, which is the Challenger Series number 2. So in the achievement book, they are called the Unusual Hilly Troll, and you have to defeat them 20 times to get 10 primal gems, and when you defeat them one time, then you get another achievement. From the looks of it, it seems like there are going to be 3 achievements here, so I don't know if it says to defeat them 100 times or the next goal is to defeat them 50 times. I don't know. Now, with the new achievement tab, there are going to be other achievements that you can try to knock out as well, and you get a new banner here too, or a name card. And it seems pretty cool and funny as well. And it would be pretty cool to get all of these achievements just to unlock that. Now, if you guys forgot, there is a new weekly boss, of course. It's part of the new story. But make sure to do him because you might be thinking, oh, right, there's only the wolf boss and the dragon to do today or this week. But, you know, Child is the new weekly boss. So you want to try to hit him out whenever you can. Now, another thing that MiHoYo did was they actually covered the top part of the Cryo Regis here. And now you can't drop in. There is no hole. You can see right there. But if you actually head all the way over to the other side, like right here, there is actually a way in you can get in. Right here. So you could just head in with a normal character and you don't have to go all the way around anymore. Anyways, guys, that was it for me today. I just covered the features that I felt like are important because, yeah, there is a new reputation system, but I feel like you kind of get that along the way when you play. So it's not really anything that I need to cover. It's only the small little things that you may not know about the game. And one more little quick important thing is that some people have been saying these crystals, these blue ones, they spawn every day, and along with it they spawn these blue crystals here that you usually would farm. So if you guys can confirm that for me in the comments down below. I don't know if they do spawn every single day, and they do spawn those blue crystals that you can farm as well. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good morning, have a good evening, and have a good night. Peace.